Alrighty, hello and good morning. So, left the game running a good bit yesterday. Basically just had them running around that same map I was mentioning earlier, over and over and over, as well as going back and exploring a few other maps, and yeah, upgrades happened. So, got Barbara actually being able to be reasonably threatening now. We've got, where is he? We've got Troy, who inexplicably can't... I'm assuming I'm probably missing an item to become that better spear user, but whatever. So he became a paladin before becoming a cataphract, so however that works. Actually, you know what? I just noticed something. Where's equipment? You there, Leah. You are probably going to be better off with this Earth Spear, so there we go. Let's give you one of them suckers. And yeah, I actually picked up a few extra items while running back and forth, so I sold most of them. Let's go ahead and list them, actually. So I sold most of them. There were a crap ton of armets, a crap ton of balder axes, an absolute ton of hard leathers. Basically, though they seem to just drop all of their standard equipment. So I think I had like 15 of each of those. So I basically went and sold all those. There were, let's see, there were 2 crystals of precision, 1 cup, I think it was like Cup of Destiny or something, and then, what was it? Wasn't this? There was heavy armor. I forget if I picked that up during that last part, or if I picked that up there. But there was some heavy armor, whatever that does. It seems to be pretty decent. Actually, I think that I picked that up during the last part. Like I said, it's a bit of a blur. I just kind of left it running, so whatever. And yeah, like I said last time, you know, Rick ended up saving somebody and got the gift of reassignment surgery. So, let's see here. First of all, carry items. Everyone's going to need to carry some flippin' stuff with them. So first off, this. Second, yeah. Then probably some leaves. Just because them things seem quite nifty. Let's see, for him... Yeah, we're just gonna pack up on healing leaves. I've been told to start leveling up Dio and Leah at this point, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So actually, let's take one of those slots for a power fruit, just because he actually would be reasonably in danger if he ran out of stamina at any point. Nancy, I'm assuming I'm probably gonna retire, just, you know, for obvious reasons. Also, one of the birds that I picked up, I actually picked up a lot of raven men, since it turns out for some reason there's just ravens in that map that I was told that there weren't ravens on. Yeah, so, turns out since there's a bunch of birdies there, not only do they come with all their standard equipment if hired, they also come with the nice little benefit of, well, being able to fly now. So we've got a flying unit. I think I had some other point that I wanted to make there, but I don't know. I forgot what it was. So there we go. Let's just drop all this stuff here. Oh yeah, I forgot to save money to actually revive anybody, huh? Well, you know what? Whatever. We'll get on that next time. Get on it later. As you do. Okay, so first of all, let's see if anybody's here, because I actually didn't have all my usual stuff up. As far as the plans behind these different parties, by the way, what I'm thinking with Butts' team, same with Troy, is basically just give them hype fairies and then distraction gremlins. There's a bit more of a knockout focus with some of the other ones, but I tried to go for a mix of all of them. And then Katrina is going to be being a bit of a leader. Also, I can't really seem to figure out how the Legion function works, so I'm going to go ahead and assume maybe there's going to be some extra from having soldiers in her team, and she's going to be one of the regulars now. So, there we go. Everybody's all loaded up on items. We just basically pick the garden clean, I guess. If we can form any more units, let's see. Probably form an extra flying team. You know what, let's give Deborah one. I mean, she's a basic archer, but it's fun. You know, we might get some good stuff out of her. We'll do this, and then, yeah, just the usual kind of arrow formation here. So that's good, and then we'll form another one here, probably another flying team. So you're 13. A lot of these guys came in at 13, and then there was Jank that just weirdly enough came in at, like, what was it, like friggin' 16 or whatever? So it was like, okay, whatever, he's easily better than any of the other ones. Also, interesting note, until some characters get killed off, I can't transform units anymore. Apparently that save editor has a certain limit in terms of how far down the list it goes, so this, the dragon here, as well as the, what's his face? As well as the fencer here, I can't actually change them into fairies, for whatever reason. So yeah, anyway, so we've got Mr. Wu over here. You know what? Asnabel, I'm sorry, you're just trash. I'm just leaving you behind. So Mr. Wu here, yeah, he's the bird from before. He's gonna go here. These birds seem like they're... Like, at least when I ran one of them in training, like, I basically blew the entire budget on training afterwards. It seems like this right here is a pretty reasonable team. So I'm gonna see if I can make a couple of those. Is that one down? No, she isn't. Something. You know, we're just gonna have a backup team here. They're gonna have one fairy, and then the rest are gonna be grunts. Just off in the back here. So that'll be that. So they're just like an extra if everybody else gets wiped out or something. I have no idea how this like friggin' Legion stuff works at all. Because if I go here, like if I go to... Well, actually, first of all, I should probably go to their commands and make those new guys carry items, huh? Wish there was an option for just like chuck healing items on everybody. But oh well. There apparently isn't one. So, I know I can use the stick to move here. And there we go. So that's everybody. Actually, I should probably save it, because god dang, that is some freaking organization there. But anyway, so Legion commands. Like, I go to form Legion. Like, let's say, you know, you've got one that can lead one, so you put them up here. And then I guess you're supposed to have other ones here. It must be adjacent to the Legion core. Okay, fine. So I put one... Wait, now it works? Legion has reached capacity. Wait. Does she get, like, extra capacity for having one of those soldier guys in her? I don't get it. For when I went and tested this with the other two, I wasn't able to add anything. Okay, so we don't have anybody else that can be a legionary, but okay, so... Like, I can't put Rick in here, for example, or... Can I put Bird Guy? No. So, I really don't know what the prerequisites are for forming a Legion. Because, yeah, I guess Leah is the only one that can have one, for some reason. So I guess that just makes them move in formation, or something. Anyway. Doesn't matter, hopefully somebody will actually tell me before next time. So, yeah. Maybe wondering why this one, you know, off of several different runs I said I was going to be doing lately, and I don't know, I just felt like doing some OB64 today. It feels like it's getting good, you know, like it was running like I said, I was just running this in the background, having them run around that one map. So it seems like if you have that bridge destroyed, you just have them run left and right, and it takes them a really long time to run around the entire map. So you can literally just like set everybody to run, and then you just leave it for like 10 minutes, go do whatever you want to do, come back, take whatever random encounters you got, and then just like do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and yeah. Very simple to do. So we're going back to Dardanelle for some reason or other, and actually, you know what, before we go on, there was something hilarious. So, during that whole thing, there was a birthday. You know what's really great about that? So you know how well, a certain somebody died recently? That's a weird thing to laugh about, especially weird because I lost a pet last night. Anyway, so you know how Cerdin died and turned into a zombie? So apparently, he kind of was having so much fun he forgot that he died. This is a new birthday, by the way. That's why I showed that little event log just now, because he died. He's been dead, and I don't know if turning him into a fairy brought him back to life or what. But yeah, so one of those. Okay, so one of those crystals of precision came from that. But yeah, so like, where was it? Grim Path. That was. Let's see. I think he. What was it? One of these. I don't know. There was one of these that he died in. So yeah. Actually, come to think of it, let's go check the people menu here. Let's see if he's still dead on here. Okay, yeah, so turning him into a fairy did turn him back to life. Apparently... Huh, this game is apparently a bit looser with that. it would seem. I mean, again, he was a zombie. I figured, you know, he would just stay plot dead, but apparently he came back. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Whatever. We're just gonna leave it. I really doubt it's gonna matter that much. In worst case scenario, we get some extra dialogue. I don't feel like it's really gonna affect the game that much. So, moving on. Again, doesn't really affect the challenge. We're not really even using the guy. So we basically just got some plot back. Oh, the setting sun. Thanks for that friggin' vote of confidence game. Appreciate it. Okay, alright. So what are we even doing here? Here's a plan, listen carefully. Yeah, I'd like to know where the plot stands at this point, please. Let's see. So I guess we're still part of the revolution there, but we sent our dad off. Also, apparently my chaos frame was too low, that's why he didn't join. Apparently he does join you, which is pretty friggin' awesome. Make from Mellar base. Since we can make it anywhere, of course, you know, if it gets taken, that's the end of the world. It's a day and a half east, so not a terribly long march. Gotta capture the fort. No crap. Identified an enemy legion. Oh man. Not those legions. We can win or lose based on our approach. No, you don't say! Let's see, we can avoid them, but since we don't know their plans, we can't do anything foolish. Nifty. What should we do? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it seems very difficult to be wise. Take time to learn how to effectively control a legion. Oh yeah, because his dad taught us, I guess. So is he? Hang on. So is he always going to be there, or does somebody else from the Western Division teach them if he dies? Because it seemed like he would actually get plot dead in that fight. Anyway, so options for avoiding them are plentiful. Actually, you know what? It's funny because the layout of this map and the way that they're saying to avoid direct confrontation and everything is kind of reminding me of the Cleric and Ultra Terror Knight fight in Lucht. Mr. Gatalio, he is the danger. So if you've never played that one, there's just this really awkward line in there, even in the remake, where they specifically put in a guy that's one of the worst classes but ridiculously overleveled, so he'll just one-shot anybody. And they basically say right off the bat, like, oh no, watch out for that guy, he is danger. I think that's an awkward way to put it. Also, yeah, we got coughs in the background, it's one of them days. Alright. So, what do here? Alright. Love how they're like, oh yeah, they've got legions. I'm like, wait, we've got 3 though. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna probably just send Rick up here, go take this town, maybe give you a little bit of support from Aisha. I'd assume it should be a pretty simple capture up there. Yeah, it looks like they've got a priest squad on defense, just a single one. Swordmaster, Flare Brass. Okay, they're gonna be pretty tanky to take down, but Caster should do the job pretty well. So we're gonna send Nancy out there. In fact, sending Aisha's probably a bad call, so I'm gonna pull her back. So she's gonna go over here, and they're actually gonna defend. Go tell me what's in this forest. This looks like a we've got loot over here kind of forest. Butts. We're gonna send Butts and Dude Guy up here. Butts, yeah, Butts and Troy. The Butt Troy, if you will. The Butt Troy Buttrellion? That doesn't work. Whatever. So yeah, them and Leah, who I'd like to get some experience here, so they're all gonna go bum rush that. Probably can send Jank's flying squad over to take that town on the right. We've fought this map before, haven't we? Yeah, we have. Because yeah, they weren't even bothering to defend that last time. Actually, wait a minute. That's why I couldn't find it. This was the map with all the frickin' ghosts on it. I was trying to find the map that had a bunch of ghosts on it because I was kind of wondering if maybe some of the classes were not showing promotions, just maybe based off being too good. Which, funnily enough, despite everybody else being good, after that last set of cutscenes, Steve's like fully jumped into chaotic now. So he's like fully chaotic evil, I guess. I don't know why, because I thought we avoided a war, and that would seem like a pretty good thing, but whatever, you know. Whatever works. So, I see that incoming birdie, so I'm going to leave Steve on defense. Yeah, we're just going to go fight these guys head on, screw it. Kind of feels like we could do the Legion thing manually up to this point. But yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't expect this team to have too much trouble fighting these guys. What level are they, actually? 17... yeah, no. Who gives the slightest crap about that? These guys are all 20 or so. So, we've got a pretty massive level advantage. We've got a pretty massive equipment advantage, I'd figure. Also, yeah, based off the fact that Leah came in with that lightning spear, and based off the fact that it looks like a trident, and all the Freya units had tridents, I'm going to go ahead and assume that is their standard promotion item. Because it kind of seems like she's supposed to be an upgraded Freya kind of unit. It's alright. Yes, power up, etc. Whop. Yeah, she can kind of heal out of it, but also, I guess we're doing okay damage. Yeah, it doesn't feel like they're making much progress here. However, that's when this awesomeness comes in. Oh man, I'm sorry, did you get exploded by friggin' evil? We're the good guys, let me remind you. Friggin' like evil explosions just flying in your directions, that's how good we are. Just ignore all our lava sharks. It's okay, it's fine. It's normal stuff you'd expect to see every day. Oh man, can we get lava sharks in this? I mean, you could get were-tigers in March of the Black Queen, so... who knows, maybe you can get lava sharks. That'd be pretty awesome. Also, wow. That thing gives a mass power down, really? Alright. Getting ready to Pendra. Get Pendra'd! Alright, we still lost one, unfortunately. I just want Nancy to get a level here. Or at least some free experience, because she's not very good, but, you know, maybe once she gets promoted into something else, she'll be a little bit better. Don't know, but they're getting chased off the town all the same. So there we go. Problem solved. Jack is ready to attack. Oh man, they're gonna get shot out of the friggin'... oh, son of a dick. No, no, not again. Not again. Okay, you know what? Forget it. Back off. We don't need this. We do not need this crap. Oh boy. Oh wow. They actually do damage now. And yeah, exactly one little bit short from being able to actually attack them. Yeah, no, screw you guys. Screw your chicken squads. Oh man, that's crap. Do I even want to risk butts on that? Does he have his shield still? I don't know. Hang on. Also, I definitely need to remember to give those exit gates to people. Okay, first of all, Mr. Dude Guy, please tell me you've got your fancy shield. I'm not sure you can avoid that fight at this point. Yeah, no, he doesn't. Crap. Well, they weren't wrong when they said to avoid it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and do this thing called Frickin' Run, because we ain't dealing with all that. I think... wait a minute, I think Troy might actually have that shield. And of course, this is when I find out I probably just didn't give it to anyone. Actually, no, I just promoted him, so I probably would have had to give him that shield. Oh, come on! Yeah, no, he doesn't have it. Crap. Well... yeah, I still have no idea how he unlocked Paladin before that other one, because it just seems like so much better of a class. But whatever. Yeah, okay, everybody just retreat. We're not dealing with that unit. Head back here. If they attack, whatever. That'll be a different story. Yep. Yeah, and especially if they're just gonna sit there. That's perfectly fine. Actually, wait. Really, if they're just gonna sit there, that gives an opportunity, I think. Okay. Go for the leader, please. Yep. Num num num. Miss. So far winning it. I'm a little bit worried. Not so much about, well, about overall damage. I'm more so worried about losing the damage race. But it seems we did alright. Go, perfectly fine. Done deal. And yeah, they're just gonna go for it again. You know what? If this is the way it's gonna work, let's do this. Mr. Butts and Mr. Troy. Why don't you go ahead and just dismantle this thing from the opposite direction? Let's go ahead and take on those guys first. Just so that we have them out of the way, and then I can probably have them retreat back to base. Maybe go ahead and deal with, I don't know, maybe give somebody that shield. I think I'm just going to permanently leave that shield on Troy, now that I think about it. Okay, crap, they're hitting with everything. That's not great. If there's a Pendra, I'm going to have to use it, because, yeah, no, they're going to win this damage race. Or no, I guess they somehow lost. Okay, okay, okay. Still possible. Ooh. Leader, please. Oh, wow, really? What are you guys thinking? You just put them right in the front. I'm really confused by that, actually. So, I wonder if maybe the more units they have, the more that supportive attack does. Okay, we actually had the option to use a Pendra there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so that one's leaderless. Good. It would be really weird, though. I'm kind of wondering if they'll actually be wandering around leaderless, or... Yeah, okay, that does take them out of the formation. I mean, if you guys didn't just sit there, you might have a bit of an easier time with this, I'd assume. Alrighty then. Which one this is, but go for the leader, please. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do with future runs of this game, by the way, after this run's finished, I think I'm probably gonna wait for the mod to get to the point of being able to edit formations and things like that, and then probably try and do some different runs of that, because I really want to see this with more difficult formations. That'd be interesting. Yeah, wow, these guys are pretty bad, actually. Like, so far, the only benefits I'm really seeing are that, A, they're able to... I mean, they get a little, like, one little extra AoE attack per turn, which, okay, that's pretty cool. But other than that, I don't know. Don't supportive attack. Oh, okay, now I get it. It's the entirety of however many soldiers you had on the team. Understood. Get nuked, dragon! I guess Katrina just carries around and bring an anti-air gun with her. That's what that is. Alright. Wait, Leah... Please go ahead and deal with Mr. Birdmans. We're definitely burning through Pendras at this point, so I think after this what we're going to do is I'm probably going to take some of the lower level guys and start maybe like severely over-equip the lower level guys, and then go through... Oh, you know what I just noticed? I wonder if that means if I wonder if the number of soldier squads in the team determines how many... Well, I know that seems to be what determines how many show up for the supportive attack, but I wonder if that decides how many legions they have. So, like, if you give them 4, it gives them the full 4 slots. And then, like, if you put more soldier units in with those guys, maybe those show up. Okay, I'm gonna have to experiment with that later. That sounds really cool. Because I could potentially scale up really well. And I'm technically allowed to use them. Alright, well this fight went nowhere. Everyone's just sitting around healing. Okay. Whatever. Everyone's getting their friggin' divine magic up. Gotta get our levels in. Mr. Troy, please go this way, thank you. Yeah, Jack's gonna die, isn't he? Yeah, this isn't looking promising for him. It's gone. Yeah, I was kind of hoping they'd just have a leader in front or something. Go ahead and retreat then, please. Just took a bunch of losses for nothing. That's gonna be like 1,200 bucks. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm thinking about actually just firing, or just completely deleting dead fairies. Because it's actually getting to where getting new ones might be cheaper than just actually bringing them back to life. Because getting money is still a bit of a problem. I mean, even with everything that happened with the option to have the rare chance to get some of those expensive item boosts and things like that, it's still an expensive proposition. Okay, can they finish this guy off, maybe? Like, I know that they were going to take down... Oh, no, they just took 2 hits for nothing. Oh, well. Oh, well. I'm just not doing well today, am I? Oh, well. We'll figure it out. But yeah, also, another interesting thing to consider. So that, that friggin' statue that gave them a level up, I went ahead and sold that thing. Because if you think about it, why the hell would you ever use it? If you sell it, you get 1 or 2 trainings out of it, which allow you to get that level for multiple units, as opposed to, you know, going in and just using that thing. I don't know. Just, random thought there. Okay, so he's still putting out damage like absolute crazy person, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job dismantling this thing. Just double checking that they're still attacking leader here. Attacking the leader. Oh. What are we doing here exactly, anyway? I'm just gonna keep carving these guys forever. Allow me down! You know, I might just have him repeatedly charge those guys. Get his team all super powered. Might be the way to go. Yeah, go ahead and finish them off. Terminate. Okay, Mr. Troy, you know what? You go for them as well. Actually, Mr. Butts, I need you dealing with this guy, please. Thank you. Get a secondary legion up there. Oh, hell no. Oh, no. And we don't even have any... Oh, no. Yeah, we don't even have a proper attack here. Come on! God, that move is such bullcrap. 50%, by the way. Apparently it's a hard 50% for that to happen. To every single unit that it hits. So, yeah. That's not great. Plus side, he's gonna come back. I do have a revive stone, so I'm gonna bring him back to life, bring him back with a proper shield, and we'll deal with it at that point. Okay. So they're laying some okay hurt on these guys, but it's not gonna be enough. Probably gonna have them retreat and maybe regroup a little. Alright. So Leah, please go ahead and take your team and head back here. Yep. Headless Priest Squad is... they've seen better days. Should probably send Rick to finish that job. Yep. Alright, Mr. Troy's gonna head back to base. Ooh, a wild Volton. Wanna go and join us, buddy? Sweet. We got a birdie with a sweet hairdo. Hello there, Mr. Volton. That'll later become a Vartan. Because I guess they were suddenly very worried about getting sued by friggin', like... Who that wasn't even that made Flash Gordon? Because I'm pretty sure nobody remembers that well enough to remember what the hell, where that reference came from. It's like, oh man, the super obscure series decided to name one of their classes after our guy that nobody's ever heard of. Surely, this is just grounds for some massive lawsuit. And of course, you know, they finish it with a crit, why wouldn't they? Of course. So just get those expenses topped off. Make everything super pricey. Alright, they don't have any more healing items, maybe I'll just send Nancy in. Makes sense, they had a healer, why would they have healing items? Right, can you go for the leader? Maybe. They might be, you know what, this team might be able to do it actually. I don't think we have a Pendra charged, but they are taking damage like crazy. Actually, no, he can't use Fatal Dance right now, so we'll just back off. Probably heal them up a little bit, and then get right back into it. Right, so you go ahead and use some of your items. Go ahead and get these two back up on their feet. Yep. Not sure if that's kids' toys come through in the background, but oh well. I'm assuming we won't see more people hopping in until it actually bothers to advertise later. Yeah, Twitch is a bit of an odd duck as far as that goes. But okay, so they basically tell you when you're when they're going through all the different stuff that you're supposed to do to get everything set up. Like, oh man, make sure to take frequent pauses so that more people show up. And it's like, okay, that seems incredibly annoying, but if you say so. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's annoying on both ends. There's that. Trita, you want to heal at some point? Yeah, thanks. Good job. Alright, so I'm going to have them back off here. Since apparently retreats no longer count against you, I'm just going to go ahead and let them take their hits and back off. Swat those mosquitoes? Yes, exactly. Hello there, Mr. Setabo. So yeah, just so you know, more mod stuff later today. Couldn't, for some reason, just didn't really feel like going and downloading stuff this morning, but I will in the afternoon, so that's a thing. By some reason, I mostly mean because I was leaving this running all night, and some hilarious stuff happened and I wanted to show it off. Like for the fact that Saradin got magically cured of his zombieism. We're just gonna look the other way on that one. He's just fine now. Yeah, that's just a weird situation in general. So yeah, I was explaining it earlier, but the long and short of it is, apparently turning him into a fairy caused him to come back to life in the plot. so Saradin, he's one of the characters from the previous game. He's like one of the optional characters you can get to save him and everything. But yeah, apparently, oh, well, poo. At least they got some level ups out of it. And I can use some healing leaves and get them some experience, and maybe they can get another level up out of it. That'd be pretty handy. Anyway, so, for whatever reason, I figured he's a zombie, he's plot dead, so whatever, I'm gonna turn him into a fairy. And apparently, with this game, unlike every other game in the series, if somebody's plot dead, but their actual unit is brought back in some way or another, in his case, brought back as a fairy, so I just transformed his zombie self into a fairy. Apparently that goes and rewrites him back into the script. No idea why it suddenly works that way. Honestly, in all the other ones, it was pretty strict about, if they're even slightly not themselves, they're straight up written out of the plot. In Knight of Lotus, it was even to the point where if you changed any of them from their default class, they're gone now. If you transform, if you went and you took Ivana and you wanted to train her as a caster for a little bit, or turn her into a healer or something, it's yeah, no, she's plot dead now. She does not exist if you did that. So it's an odd one. Yeah, Twitch app closed on my thing for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it does that sometimes for some reason. So apparently, Katrina, since she's part of Leah's team, is automatically attacking, despite the fact that I told them not to. And they're gonna get dead here. Can I retreat yet? Cool. Sure glad I told you guys to go back to base like 8 times now, and you still haven't done so because you're circling around each other because this Legion feature is amazing. So yeah, this feature came in last time. Basically, it's a thing where you can make large formations of units and everything, and I guess it's based off how many units you have in your team. But I'll be honest, it sucks so far. Like, I can manually set up formations and find and control them pretty effectively. So right now, all that's resulted is that I have 2 guys completely ignoring my orders because they want to try and rubber band off each other. So, yeah. Only got something about showing off something in TO. Oh yeah, so that's what I was talking about, that one of the characters basically got written back into the plot because of a weird situation with how the game actually identifies whether a character is dead or not. Because normally if they're dead, like his profile thing said, okay, he fell in battle and became one of the undead, because like they don't like die, like they don't outright die, it's just they become undead and then you just basically throw them in the dumpster. And that's how that goes in this universe. Like, oh man, friggin' Grandpa came back as a zombie, what do we do? Like, oh, just go get the Exorcist. Really don't want to deal with that smell this week. So yeah, there's that. Also, Vad, if you could maybe stop getting attacked on the side somehow, that'd be amazing. You know, just a bit of a thought, attack him directly. That's what I'm telling you to do. Don't get attacked from the side. So yeah. Repeatedly running into situations here that more or less can be described as they're not following my friggin' instructions. I'm not really clear why. Would say that situation could be a bit more ideal. Plus side, though, we got some sweet new promotions out last time, and I just noticed I forgot to deploy Barbara. Should probably get on that. So yeah, let's see, Mr. Troy... Wait, what the hell was he fighting? Is that Butts? Why does he not have a sword? What? Why do you not have your fancy weapons, sir? Huh. That's strange. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna have him just manually heal his entire party then. Yeah, I'm assuming Twitch is completely busted up on your end, Mr. Serbo. So if you do FFT today, might be able to catch the thing. Going away happy hour for coworker. Yeah, it was gonna be later today. Well, either later today, if possible, and/or early tomorrow. Was kind of tossing up between the two. There we go. You just go ahead and take this town, I guess. But yeah, I'm really unclear as to why exactly units aren't following my orders here. But yeah, if you're going to be around tomorrow morning, it probably would end up being a little bit easier for you to catch, and you'd be able to be there live and everything. Just a thought. Just a thought. Let me know which one you prefer. Okay, can I use a Pendra? Please tell me I have one. No, it's not even kind of charged, because they take like a week. Right. So I can't help but notice my B teams are... yeah, early tomorrow would be great. Can be around for that. Yes, okay, so we'll do early tomorrow on that. Maybe Mermaid run today? Either the RSIM run, or... No, we'll see, we'll see. Also, yeah, mass power down on this thing seems horrifying. That crap is strong. Anyway, burn through the rest of her healing leaves, maybe get her a free level out of it. Alright. Alright, heal her. Heal her other one here. Yeah, we're... These guys are not holding up at all at the moment. Like, other than being at the heads of paladin squads, they're starting to really, really lag behind everybody else. I mean, the Gremlins are still somewhat useful with their sleep ability. The fairies are somewhat useful with their buff ability. Like, honestly, it doesn't make sense to even have them on attack except for Steve's squad. Just because they they do pretty much piss all. So unless they need just a very slight cherry tap of extra damage, it almost doesn't make sense to use them for that at all. But their buff ability is pretty darn good. Like three hype fairies behind Butts. That's pretty strong. Okay, speaking of, where is he? Where's Butts? Oh, okay. You go ahead and break camp then. Gonna go ahead and take this town out right from under their noses, since they're just not watching it. Alright, good luck with your meetings, Mr. Setabo. Have a good one. Yeah, this one's probably gonna be wrapping up relatively soonish. Just kind of at whatever happens to the end of this fight. Good, their healer's asleep. Oh man. Coming in with the supportive attacks here. Those are actually doing damage now. What is the deal? Why do you hurt now? There's actually one more run that's kind of being planned for the future. I don't know when or how it's going to come in exactly just yet, but a few people have discussed the possibility of doing like a kind of a lore run of the original PSP, or you know, the PSP one, but the original version, like not using the mod for once. So, considering that. Just basically going over, you know, like what's a reference to what, where certain things came from, why certain things were how they were. Like what the hell the deal is with Canopus having a friggin' unique class right off the bat. You know, why is he different? Why is that not local? That kind of thing. Because there's more to it than, you know, than seems to be there at first glance. And there, especially, you know, I noticed several times that there just seem to be more to that game than I originally had thought. But anyway, so I'm gonna have let's have Rick push up here and take on this one. Also, new music for this one, interestingly enough. And despite the fact that they need... Oh, I was gonna say, despite the fact that they need direct line of sight, I thought he actually could see that paladin up there in the mountain. Alright, come on. Put that healer to sleep. But that one's gone. Put somebody to sleep. Come on. That's not great. Yeah, he can't really keep this up for terribly long. And I guess that dragon can't fall asleep. Man, those things are... Oh, God, those are oppressive. And that's two massive AoEs that seem to hit the entire party. I don't know why they're able to hit the entire thing instead of just a small AoE. Alright. This item, heal leaf. Yeah, I almost want to say let's head back to camp with you. So yeah, Troy's gonna get healed up. He's gonna recover, all that sort of thing. Bad, I forgot to cancel. God dang it. You know what? Forget it. You're gonna get killed off here. There's not even a chance for you. Just take your licks and let's go home. There we go. Might as well just use him for scouting right now. Thing is, he's alright, and I can see him being useful in a team, like, for example, if you were playing it regularly, I could definitely see him being useful. But yeah, right now I honestly don't see any point in using him. Just because he doesn't really have the durability or the damage or anything to do what he needs to do. Alright, so let's go to dispatch here. Probably gonna send in Barbara. First things first. Let's go ahead and revive Mr. Man. Where are ya? Here you go, Troy. Still don't know why you don't have your fancy class. Have to be missing an item. There's no way that Paladin unlocks before Cataphract. It's just too good. Force Shield's pretty good for defense. Or Hallowed Shield, yeah, you're gonna need that crap. I don't know why Heavy Armor makes him worse, but if you say... Ooh, there we go. Now we're talking. Totally forgot about that thing. So, I don't know if I covered it last time, but that helmet is ridiculous. That... you know... Ow, 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 crap. Braxton, seriously? What is your issue? Dude's taking a nap. I'm using him as a footrest. He just, like, strangles my foot. He's like, oh man, there was a slight noise, run! Anyhow, let's put Troy back into this business. But it's funny because Helm of the Fearless, that actually shows up in Knight of Lotus too. It's actually just called the Ogre Helm in that one, but it does the exact same thing. Alright, so, Nancy, you did your stuff. Just head back home. You did what you could. They're sending dudes out. Actually, Leah, you know what? Let's get you retreating. Nancy, you go back to defending the town, because it seems like Rick is trying to pull the same kind of crap he did in March of the Black Queen here. And then, we're going to send in Barbara to hopefully lay waste to that entire upper party after Rick inevitably gets curb stomped, so we'll do that. And yeah, during that time, Butts can sit and recover, and we should be good to go. In fact, what do we do here? Is there any way that we can set up Troy's team where he's the one taking the hit? Like, I was spitballing this with Mr. Vale earlier, in terms of if there's any way to actually prevent petrification entirely. I mean, it's possible maybe if I put him there and then put them in the far corners, but then it's just going to target one of those, so... I mean, this way he's at least attacking from the front. Like, if I did that, it would probably isolate it to only taking out 2 at once. And then if they go for this, then one of them is getting nullified, but he's still taking damage out of it. Go ahead and use one of these leaves on him, though. That didn't fix the hurt that he took. If I move them up to the front row, however... Now then they'll still be able to target here. Dang it, those... God. Honestly, those chickens would be pretty... would still be pretty reasonably threatening if they were just single target only. Like, the AoE seems completely unnecessary. I mean, nobody else has petrification as far as I've seen. It's basically an insta-kill, so... Why is that even a thing? And, you know, it can't even be argued that it's like, oh, you know, it's slightly easier to fix. Like, no it isn't. It's not slightly easier to fix at all. You fix it the exact same way as you would with death, quite frankly. Like, I mean, I guess by the slight difference, the friggin' altars are a little bit slightly less, or slightly more expensive. Still. Actually, you know, I had a theory earlier, by the way, and it's kind of the thing that tripped off that whole idea of doing a lore run of that PSP version of the game, because one of the items in particular made me think of like the potential implications that could be there. Okay, good. Got an attack from the side, and you go leader here. Please tell me you can get her. Oh, come on! What is your issue? Why are you so mean? Like, oh, I'm sorry, we're gonna take away his one massive benefit. And then petrify everybody. Yeah, okay, they still succeeded, but dude. Oh wait, he still gets his 3 attacks from the front? Or from the second row? Interesting. Okay, so I guess if he gets pushed into the second one, he still gets all of his attacks. I take that back. Good, good, good. So, okay, Chicken Squad is now pointless, because I believe they get automatically pushed up to the front. So that should completely negate any threat from those guys. As to why the hell you'd attack with your Centurion, I don't know. It seems like they're by far the worst unit for the very front, but if you say so. Alright, and now Barbara is going to completely lay waste to all these a-holes. I actually haven't tried her as this new class yet, but based off what I've seen before, and based off how good she was before, it's gonna be good. Alright, she actually does a pretty decent amount of damage. Let's consider, yeah, so 2... Yeah, she's putting out damage everywhere. You know what? A random thought for the mod, actually. I wonder how it would end up looking if Centurions could not be targeted as a squad leader. Because that, I mean, arguably that, I know that they already rebalanced them to something different, but I wonder what that would look like. You know? Let's finish these guys off. Thank you. Yeah, he's doing casual 70s at this point. His scaling has gone up amazingly. So he's one of the ones that actually benefited the most from the recent off-screen grinding, just because he seemed to get an inordinate amount of experience for whatever reason. Like, I want to say he got 2-3 levels or something like that. Alright, please take out the leader. Why does she look different? There are 2 different ranks of Centurions or something? Oh well. It doesn't really matter. There's nothing that, that she's gonna be able to do here. Like, oh, that's adorable. She thinks she's damaged. It's like, check it out, I got all my Ewoks. They're totally gonna do stuff, you guys. They're all set up in exactly a way where they can't actually do team attacks. I did a smart. Okay. Take up your leader, please. Yeah, these guys get healing for days, but you know what you don't have? You don't exactly have the damage, so, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of healing. And yeah, nobody's falling asleep anymore. There we are. Yeah, they only have 2 attackers, that's their problem. So they're basically just a plank squad. Very hard to kill off, but, you know, we'll figure it out in the future. Okay, Nancy, I don't really see too much you can contribute to this fight. I'll probably just go for attack weakest here, all things considered. Alright, well, they got a level anyway. Alright, yeah, just go attack weakest. Maybe they'll take out one of the healers or something. Okay, please put them to sleep. Come on, put somebody to sleep. What are you here for? Yeah, there's... Yeah, they kind of need a crit here, then. Can they put some of them to sleep? Yeah, unless they get an early sleep, they can't really make much progress. Especially with how much their healing scaling up. I mean, they're doing 70. Jeez. Alright, hang on. I will be right back. I gotta go do something real quick. Alrighty, I'm back. So that was a little bit rough. Yeah, I was trying to... Well, I was meaning to go use a couple of healing items on Barbara's team there, but they just ended up getting wiped instead. Yeah, one thing they definitely don't have is recovery potential. That's for sure. Anyway, we got those back up. Realistically, those two fairies are there to basically soak damage. So, they soak damage, they occasionally will boost her, which will give her a little bit of extra attack, but either way, as far as commands go, we never really actually went into here to go take a look what they have. So let's see. Armies of Prussia, let me tell you about legions. An effective way of organizing units. I beg to differ? I very severely beg to differ, sir. Let's see, you can more easily command units with benefits from special attacks. There's a weakness, mobility decreases as its size increases. Yeah, apparently that one that's in the middle of the map increased it to the point where they can't move at all, so that's useful. It's a really cool mechanic. It just, I don't know, so far I can't help but notice that, especially for this challenge, okay, for this challenge it doesn't really work, because of the more or less like solo small attack nature of everything that's going on. Okay, so Rick and Troy are apparently still tearing all this apart. So there we go. You just take that town, finish taking that legion apart. There's really nothing left there. Aisha, there's nothing for you to do here, so you just retreat. Katreda, you retreat as well. I need to get some of the backup squads in here because we've taken more casualties than I'd like. So we'll do that. Right now, I'm hoping that Barbara is able to just hold them off strictly on the fact that she can carry like nobody's business. So if she can continue carrying that town as she is, then hopefully it'll be enough time to pull off a Pendra, and at that point we'll be able to use that. Please stop getting crits all the time. Thank you. Right, so his team needs a bit of a heal. Alrighty. This is doable. I mean, it's not that it's not that we're getting overwhelmed or anything. It's just there's definitely a lot more give and take in this one, and we're taking not nearly as much as we're given, but still. They do have a couple squads that are relatively scary. So, but again, that's kind of the thing here. Like, that's the thing with this game. If at any point somebody had gone and just done something as simple as redoing the formations, automatically this game would be so much harder. Just because these very slight differences every single time they've come up have been insane. And I like that stone golem there. Just the way that they have him arranged is horrifying. Yeah, Nancy's squad is almost done here. Ugh. Alright, Nancy, you're getting out of here as well, because you don't really have any backup anymore. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay. If we can't hold that top town, whatever. Mr. Butts, did you ever even bother recovering yet? No. What are you doing? Please just get into that town, sit there, and recover for God's sake. What is it with this map that nobody's actually following instructions? So far there's been multiple times where they've just straight up not done what I've told them to. It's bizarre. Like, I'm legitimately wondering if it's actually the Legion function or if it's just a bug. So I don't know. If anybody could tell me what that's all about, that'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, the only way we're breaking through that is with a Pendra. Problem is, I really, really need somebody else up there. And I think Bird Squad was deleted down here, so yeah, if I bring Steve up there, he should be able to help hold that line. It's almost not even worth it, actually. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have Barbara and everybody else go down and defend here. They're gonna abandon it. We're gonna end up getting even more Chaos Frame drop because that's just been the norm. I guess we can't exactly worry about reputation when we're just, you know, kind of at best winning by the skin of our teeth here, so there's that. It turns out, in order to worry about politics, you actually have to have, well, something worth protecting first. And we haven't quite gotten there, so we'll get there eventually. Sweet, completely pointless army you got there. Goodbye to you, and your little guys are going to do nothing. Alright. So alignment went up. I guess Centurions are considered evil. Maybe they're the Centurions from Caesar's Legion or something. Who knows? Alright, Rick, as much as I want to see you continue your destructive warpath, please go ahead and continue here. Yeah, my 2 squads here have not been doing very much. This guy isn't really scouting too well, considering I have him facing the wrong direction. But either way, there's not really much for them to do out here. It's just a bunch of decapitated squads, so they're going to take that town. Steve's going to take it back, going to beat both of these guys. Once Butts is recovered, I can probably send him up for some cleanup. But yeah, they got really roughed up taking on the front end of that whole thing. Thankfully, with Troy, we've only... He's got a couple petrified units. We can probably patch that right up. Actually, you know what? I can fix that. We go over here, go over to the items, go over to sell. I have 1 extra dexterity boosting item. So if we do that, and then we send him over to wherever the hell the revival witch is, then yeah, good deal. Which I think is on the top right. So, you know, we're gonna be waiting a minute for that. Okay, so enter stronghold. And yeah, it seems like they're sending reinforcements up from up north to try to take this town back. You're gonna fight the Latium army? Well, it's a little bit late. I mean, considering the bulk of their army was sitting right on top of you. So yeah, they died. Are going to Silicious, capture him as a mountainous and black and thick, and so I don't know which areas you're talking about, sir. No idea whatsoever. No one ventures there except for the followers of Mother Birthday. Or Birth, whatever. It's Mother Earth. Sure they don't want to get involved in your war. She's actually one of the attacks, I believe. That sounds very familiar, and I'm fairly certain she's one of the attacks. So, she's gonna be involved whether she wants to or not. Alright, so, you 2 squads, are you feeling ballsy enough to take on Steve? It seems like you are. Well, accept your challenge! Presumably with a giant, open anime mouth or something. Kind of like if you've ever seen that one episode of Homestar Runner. Like, oh man, I can't eat this food, that sounds like a challenge. Everything's gotta be a challenge. Yeah, what we're gonna do is actually move Steve to the left. Move him over to the left, he can probably just 2-shot that guy. Maybe have the Gremlin focus fire on the healers. Well, it doesn't matter, he can win them and beat them in a damage race anyway. Hello there, Mr. Procow. How are things? Right, so, Steve... Let's go ahead and adjust. Yeah, by the way, Mr. Cow, I haven't seen anything new from any tournaments today, so if there have been any new ones, I haven't seen them yet. Actually, I haven't seen a lot of things. Actually, was halfway convinced that the power was going to be shut off today, so I was a little bit more worried about that, but I think that's okay for the minute, until my paycheck decides to finally arrive. Good God, that's annoying, by the way. Yeah, you ever had the holidays screw up friggin' paychecks so bad that the thing ended up getting lost for going on 3.5 weeks? Yeah, that's fun. It's good crap right there. Definitely not horribly stressful whatsoever. Also, why does he not get 3 attacks in the front row? I mean, I would assume he'd probably get that by now. But yeah, you never want to have your paycheck delayed by that long. That crap is depressing. Now, what's our status of our Pendras, by the way? Charging up pretty well. Presumably, once they get going, we're going to be able to use those to make a little bit more progress. So far, they do seem to be the main answer against some of the really durable squads like this one. Because unless Steve gets a crit, there's very little we can actually do to... like, really all we can do is push them back. So I can't really beat any part of this squad, because if I attack the Golem, it's going to do nothing. They're just going to get a chance to attack. In this case, they have to focus on healing. I mean, they're still getting their attacks off, but there's usually seemingly just enough recovery that I can probably swap units around, and hopefully won't have as many issues. I usually, Vin here in the middle, he's been the evasion tank for the party, so I'm going to have to swap him out. But yeah, you just basically swap your fairies out, let the other ones go to the back row and recover a little bit. Works out pretty okay. Now, Troy's team should be in pretty okay shape at this point. Actually, no, he's still busted up. So I'm gonna need... Let's see. I need Troy to take this town, because this is the one with the witch, I believe. So that'll be that. What's your situation? Okay, so that's the dead chicken squad. Don't have to worry too much about them. Rick is probably the one in better shape here, so he can probably start cleaning up this giant mess of stuff. We'll do that. See, I think that's happened to you. Yeah, it's annoying and depressing. And then all you get are assurances like, oh yeah, no, it'll totally be there. Like, dude, the thing went out, like, weeks ago. The replacement went out even before that. Or, shortly after that, rather. Like, how long does it really take? And the thing is, I know of several things that were guaranteed to be coming in the mail, and still haven't shown up, so it's just the holidays. And I've mentioned this before, but my wife and I have just a bit of an in-joke at this point, that every time that I mention there's a payment coming, she always tells me that Monday's a holiday. Because I swear to God, every time that I need to get paid, it's always on a Monday, and then the second that there's a holiday on a Monday, it somehow messes up somebody's pattern to the point where they decide that they either don't want to go forward with whatever it was that they were buying in the first place, or it ends up getting lost in some way. It's like, every time. God dang, why does that keep happening? Anyway. Alright, come on, Steve. Come on. Come on, don't let them heal. Okay, well, their healing is getting weaker for some reason. I don't know what that's about. I wonder if they have a background healing mechanic, actually. Or, yeah, a background MP mechanic. Because if they take out this leader, they're going to stop attacking, by the way. So if you aren't clear on the mechanics, yeah, if they take out the leader, they will just run around in place because they don't know what to do because their commander isn't there to tell them. This one will be a problem to take. Yeah, if we hadn't gotten Troy upgraded, this would be a lot more difficult. But yeah, luckily all of the off-screen grinding was just enough to get him up to Paladin, but not up to Cataphract for some reason. So I guess the developers figured the Cataphract was super amazing or something. Actually, throughout the series, and I realize that it's different people that made them, but it's kind of a funny thing where throughout the series there have just been, like, there have been constant moments where they seem to severely overestimate the value of certain classes. Probably the biggest one being the Terror Knights and Let Us Cling Together. It's like, oh man, they're gonna be so scary, they got the debuffs, and like, yeah, they have 0 stats, so good job on that. It's like, there's almost no way to make a viable Terror Knight build without dedicating way too much time to making it work. And anyway. Such is life, such is life. But either way, so I might still consider doing that lore run at some point, so let me know if you're interested in seeing that. Would be a fun thing to do. Again, that would be the unmodded version of that one. Just because specifically some of the things in there are what I wanted to... part of the things that I wanted to cover. As far as why certain things are certain ways, like, for example, like, it seemed a little strange how all the different games have different methods of raising your units. And I'm thinking, you know what, there's totally a reason for that. Because think about it, there's only 2 of them that use the Resurrection Altar as an actual healing item. Both of them are places that Lotus took over. For example, in Valeria, before they actually succeed in taking over, they actually use stones, which can bring somebody back from an incapacitated state, but it can't actually revive them. So it can't bring somebody back from the dead, so they end up having a whole bunch of necromancy running around. So they've got that. On top of that, there's in Zenobia, there's only the church that does it. And like, okay, you know, like all the temples have to do it. They're the, you know, they use all their nature powers or whatever, but I think they said they carry a revive stones or something. Actually, come to think that makes that theory fall apart now, doesn't it? I don't know. But either way, I think it would be an interesting discussion to have. Basically, the point of that was going to be to go and hopefully get, you know, some people from the community from this game and see about going through and exploring different theories on the series and all that kind of thing. But anyway, so we'll see, you know, when that makes sense to do. His team's all good to go. Please go ahead and mop up then. In fact, just mop up everything going all the way up to here. Just take care of all of it, please. I will send probably Nancy back up there. Just to have a token somebody or other standing on top of the tile. And they're all panicking and running around headless. We can probably have Troy running over and dealing with, let's say, this one. Kind of feel like if they're turning, like if they don't have line of, okay, so if they don't have line of sight of somebody, they can't lock onto them, like to go track them down. I feel like they should have 360-degree vision when you're going and telling them to lock on to something. Because all it really does is make you go into the menu twice. But, oh well. But yeah, you know what? Actually, speaking of depressing things earlier, I ended up losing a pet yesterday. Which, just a bit of a PSA for anyone that's thought about getting a, well, you know, who likes reptiles as pets and all that kind of thing. If you're getting a bearded dragon, please, please, please remember that they apparently need very, very, very regular and constant baths. Ooh, wild black dragon. But yeah, they need them apparently all the time, because, oof. Apparently he's so scary, he scares off dragons now. But yeah, no, we had two of them, and about a little over a year ago, actually, the other one had died as well. It's kind of a similar thing, all things considered. But yeah, like the first one, they literally just died by pooping. It turns out that a lot of things can give them all kinds of freaky infections and stuff. Okay, crap, this chick is trying to take our town, and probably has a pretty okay means to do so. So she's got healing plus. Okay, this is that friggin' Night Squad from before, so they don't have damage. Hopefully he can hack through. We'll see. In fact, it almost makes sense. Yeah, let's bring Barbara back inside and redeploy. Let's get a reset up here. But yeah, so so what I was saying there, basically they get all kinds of weird diseases, the thing, and do so with surprising regularity. So it's pretty depressing, all things considered. But such is life, I suppose. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and disassemble this guy. But like in her case, she had just gotten this random skin flap thing. Like it was just some tiny little mark on one side of the folds of inside of one of her legs, and it just pretty much exploded into this absurdly long-winded infection that no matter what we did for months, like I think it fully started about a year ago, but there was just nothing we could do. Because like the only way was literally just to basically remove their arm, and they would still be okay without it, but still, like they were. It was not great for a long time there. Anyway, depressing note for the day. So let's go ahead and pop that there, pop you here. So we got 3 of them. We can probably pop... No, let's stick nuke chicken. Yeah, probably back here. There we go. So now Barbara's good to go. So yeah, inevitable, but yeah, like I said, just a bit of a PSA. If you're ever thinking of getting a bearded dragon, they not only need baths, they need constant scrubbing. Like we were finding out after the fact, like you gotta really, really scrub the crap out of them. Like they're like, oh yeah, you gotta go into all the little folds with a toothbrush and everything else. God dang, really? We gotta do that much to make sure everything's okay. And yeah, this chick is gonna go take that neutral town, unfortunately. So we can counter that, kind of. Apparently it's still a net loss. Like apparently if they take a town, we still end up taking a loss as if they had taken one of our towns. We just can't make use of said town. So neutral towns suck is probably the main takeaway there. Also, I need to go heal Rick, so we're gonna go ahead and deal with that. Nifty. Alright. Why is the music so sad here? Somehow I have a feeling something really dire is about to happen. Then again, with this game, something really dire is always about to happen, so there's that. Okay, so... Got a bunch of decapitated squads running around all over the place. For some reason, they've decided to turn around and engage here. Oh, you know why? Because it actually defends their leader. In fact, we're going to go ahead and attack weakest here. Yeah, they no part of this maneuver actually makes sense. Like, okay, they protect their leader, but at the same time, they only get 2 attacks, while we get, like, 5. So they basically sacrificed a healer for nothing. So, cool, I'll take it. Huh. Weird. Okay, well, I mean, whatever works, I guess. Okay, apparently black dragons everywhere. This place is infested. No, just fight it. Screw it. Let's see, 2 power-ups. How strong does that make him? 62, yeah, he can beat this thing. Friggin' butts and its fairies just soloing dragons. So, like I said, hype fairies in the second row actually really strong with paladins. Just because it gives them like 50% extra attack. Very worthwhile. And he found another one. He's out hunting. He's got nothing better to do. Like, oh man, just going out for a bit of an enthusiastic walk here, as you do. Put him to sleep, please. Jeez. Yeah, apparently friggin' 200 or whatever wasn't enough. He needed to go above that. Karikian. Oh! Dude, that's the thing! I think that's the thing. Okay, so I was specifically told to look for the evil staff, more or less. Vale can remember what it was called, and that thing seems to friggin' change names every game, but that's the one of the things you need to make a lich, apparently. So we need. So that means he said that the Ring of the Dead you can find during just the main story. So that means once we get that thing, Rick can become a lich. I assume. I mean, like, presumably there's going to be more stats and stuff required, but whatever. So, yeah. Potentially going to be OP as hell again. Apparently they're just as OP in this game, so I'm not going to say no to that. That would be very fantastic to get. Use item. I wonder if they actually count as undead in this game. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna let this run for the next couple fights real quick, and I'm stepping away for just a sec. Okay, hang on. Oh, that's the one they captured. Okay. But yeah, so it's about to be pretty loud over here on this end, so I will be right back. Hello again. Alright, apparently I missed some stuff, because how did that happen? Okay, so they took our bungus skew. So, wait. Who the hell lost? So we got Rick, looks like he lost one of his units, so that's still as it was. Was it Troy that lost? Yeah, what did I miss? All I know is I just saw the lose thing just like flash across the screen, and I just glanced over real quick. I'm like, oh crap! I hope the run didn't just end. so yeah. All right, so Troy, it looks like he's already on his way back to go reclaim that town. We got Butts over here doing his thing. You know, they're going to be going ahead and doing that. Probably dedicate Butts to taking this place. Those guys, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to beat a cleric squad. Let's see, what's your whole situation here? Another... okay, that's... Dragon and Swordmaster, okay, fair enough. But they're gonna need some serious beatdown potential to be able to beat that. Apparently this cleric over here still hasn't gotten the message. Yeah, so... can't really leave our HQ undefended, though. I need to get somebody down there, because they've got a bird up here. Oh wait, that's our bird. Never mind. Okay, so that's Scout Bird. So he's gonna go over here, do his thing. Let's go take a look at what we're dealing with at their HQ. Alright. A couple of ornery weasels attacked. Oh, was it? You know what? It must have been like that one scene in Team America. We were attacked by a socialist weasel or something, which, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Steve would be okay with socialism. But whatever. It's like, okay, it would mean all these healing items are a lot cheaper to get. Actually, I got into a really dumb argument with somebody recently. So, if anyone watching this isn't from the States, we basically had more or less an attempt at trying to get Medicare for everyone. So it basically passed its first legal hurdles for years. Like it was put in place, everything was all pretty well good, and then the douchebags happened. Because there were basically a bunch of people who kept on watching certain news places over and over, and they're like, oh man, everybody's gonna be paying too much, and it's like, everyone that I saw paid exactly what they were supposed to be freaking paying. Like, they had this whole dialogue going where they're like, oh, everybody's gonna have to pay, like, 3 times as much as they couldn't before, it's not sustainable, and in every one of those cases, it's like, okay, if you are a small business, then, you know, it's gonna be based off your income. Like, the thing was literally just like, you pay more because you make more, kind of thing. So, like, for example, in my case, I wasn't, you know, I was making, was it like, I think it was like 25 or so. Also, wow, Troy's about to die. Please live. Please retreat. Come on. There we go. Anyway, and then the bill was only like 70 bucks. So anyway, the person in question that I was arguing with, he makes like $6 grand a week. He's like, oh man, I had to pay 200 bucks a month. It was unfair for everybody to have to do that. Like, yeah, it would be unfair for everybody to do that because everybody was not doing that. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of does look like a D&D dragon. Leveling Dio and Leah, I'm trying. I got Dio a couple levels, so he's getting his stats. Leah participated in this fight earlier on, but her squad got decimated, so she retreated back to HQ. So right now I'm... Oh, we actually got a second paladin, so Troy, with the off-screen like auto-grinding I was doing, he got enough to get a paladin, not enough to be a cataphract for some reason. And yeah, we ended up getting Barbara into a Diana. You know, she's just changing her name for power, I guess. And she is strong as hell. Like, she's been just completely wiping the floor with stuff, so... Yeah, this fight has been a lot more back and forth than I would have expected, but it's been... We're doing it. I'm pretty confident that we can still pull off a win on this one. yeah, Mr. Troy here, he's having a little bit of a rough start as a paladin, but he's still pretty dang strong. And we actually picked up, apparently what we need, I think we have everything but the ring to actually make Rick into a lich, if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty darn nifty too. But anyway, so to finish the story that I was going on and on about there, it's just, yeah, it seems like every time that there was certain folks that I know, like, every time that something comes up, they're like, oh man, this thing's some big outrage, and it's always because somebody on the TV told them that it was an outrage, and, you know, there's nothing for them to actually be outraged about, and or it's something that was easily avoidable. But anyway, what can you do? Like, if you make a crap load of money, yeah, that thing would make you pay more. Which basically just meant all the folks that made a crap load of money saw it as unfair, and then proceeded to go around saying, oh yeah, everybody's going to be forced to pay this much, yada yada yada. It was so stupid. So, far as I understand it, it got pretty much declared unconstitutional now, so go figure, another thing died, because some a-hole decided that he wanted to keep more of his millions, but whatever. Anyway, let's see, Castle Dragon, interesting, has good graphics, and never beat it. Oh, I don't know. Haven't seen it in a while. Don't know for sure. See, outrage, you would say that? Well, okay. Jeez. I mean, everybody's got all their outrage going. It's outrageous how outraging everything is. Oh well. I'm hoping a lot of the... I'm hoping everything will come back to a nice happy medium in the next few years here. Like, stuff reached a pretty critical point of people getting pissed off at each other. With the last couple of years. Like, specifically, there were just a lot of issues wherein, like, on one side they're like, okay, can we do a reasonable thing? On the other side they're like, no, we want money though. And then everybody's yelling at each other, but it's not because of the actual reasons that they should be yelling at each other, and it's just a bunch of, like, random pandering from either side. It's like everybody's living off in their own little world, and the bubbles are running into each other, etc. Let's see, Steve is still immature under stage 4. I heard there's some route where you can make Dio become a dragoon? What? How? Weird? Okay. I wouldn't be surprised, since there's apparently so many endings that, you know, apparently there's a pretty ridiculous amount of routes through this game, which, okay, it's an ogre battle game then. So yeah, I can believe that. Yeah, these, man, the squads on this map are brutal. Huh. It's like, even when we're sort of doing okay, like, that one, there's nothing we can really do to punch through it. I need Barbara over here. That's if you're wondering why I was making such a big deal about getting Barbara, and just getting a ranged attacker that can do some stuff, because Rick is squishy, Barbara seems, I mean, I guess equally squishy, but a little bit less squishy. Okay, come on, please retreat. Come on! Alright, he's down. Alright. Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. And yeah. Random noises going on in the background. That is known as kiddos are playing. Also, beer right back, please. yeah, so those chickens, Mr. Cow, yeah, they're part of the reason that we're kinda stalling on this fight here. So Troy's squad, they would all still be around, and Troy would probably still be standing right now. Thing is, they kinda came down with a bad case of, like, Troy got hit with a friggin' nuke, so yeah, the usual thing of they get a single move and take out multiple units at once. Again, I still feel like if it's gonna be 50%, it really should be the type of move that's single target only instead of AoE. But seriously, a move with any percentage that can potentially fully knock out multiple squads, or almost the entirety of a squad, and especially when, like, if there was a fourth row and you could completely avoid it, like, consistently, especially, like, in this kind of situation, there's one type of situation where I would be able to avoid it. Like, if I went and took the Hallow Shield, so that gives immunity to petrification, and then I put him in the back corner, and then I put everybody else in, like, kind of a corner around, then only he would end up getting hit. The thing is, then we also run into the unfortunate situation where basically he wouldn't be able to take the just raw damage from that attack either. So there's basically nothing that can be done aside from taking the leader, separating the chickens, and then taking the chickens out from there. Because them things are freaking evil. Yeah, dude, the chickens in this are horrific. Like, it's like, forget the cuckoos. I'm gonna have to find somebody that made one of those cuckoo memes from Zelda. There, I was like, yeah, you think you've seen scary chickens, huh? Yeah, how about a chicken that can go and turn a bunch of people into statues with almost no effort? Yeah, what now? Also, I had, so when I was going and doing those random grind fights, I had Barbara running around like 4 gremlins, so I guess her alignment must have tanked or something. But yeah, she's been getting consistent ups. This just reminded me, but I've seen her getting consistent stuff out of that. Alright. Alright, come on, Rick, please take out their leader. He should be able to target her, I think. Yeah, there we go. Good, so this squad will be done, so they can stop going and being crazy oppressive. By the way, if I forget to ask, if anyone here from... Oh, wait, read your Lord Guide, which one successfully finished the 1 verse 18? That's kind of the thing. Technically, I didn't finish it yet. So I started putting together the Lord Guide, then I started writing up the Skill Guide, and the two closest so far, and the ones that I think are going to be able to do it, would be the one that's high evasion and the dual one-handers, and then the whip, the one with the whip. Just because both of them have, just like, they've got crazy evasion, so they can avoid just about everything. They've got immunity to all the main shutdown debuffs, and on top of that, they have the potential to one-shot. So those were kind of the 3 criteria to actually make one of those builds work. So for example, with the dual one-hander thing, because they both scale off the same element, both can still be used, so that was another thing, that you can't really use 2 unique items, obviously. So yeah, if I upped it to 50 or so, then it would change entirely to just using the Charm Dance move on a Swordmaster, which would be, in all fairness, pretty boring. It would just be mass charm all the time. Charm and Bewitch. And how the hell did Steve wind up all the way over here? Has he seriously been chasing that same squad this whole time? Whatever. So on top of that... Okay, you know what? Hang on just a sec here. Okay, just one moment, please. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, with that guide, there's like 7 or 8 other builds that I want to put up there when I actually have time to do so. But yeah, so technically speaking, The 1 vs 18 challenge can be beaten at any time. It's just a matter of like changing the rules that I'm following on it a little bit. Because if I allowed recruits, then it would just be a simple matter of setting up a build that can do like 90% damage to anything, and then from there just going ahead and, allowing that guy to just basically hit somebody, recruit them, hit the next guy, recruit them, and that's it. Like it would be a very, very simple win that way. So that's something that technically any class can do, so I figured I'd go ahead and leave that out. There's also the option for, like, for example, putting on just something as simple as charm darts or something like that, just like parrying dagger and charm darts, and then just basically charm and shackle everything and make them fight themselves, which can work. Actually, one build that I was considering for a while was going to be just a berserk instrument setup, which unfortunately the instruments are one of the few that don't work for him, because that would have essentially allowed him to do the same thing with the Swordmaster with his AoE charm move, except while doing damage. So apparently that was intentional, that it would have been ridiculously OP if that was actually allowed. Anyway, Castle and Dragon Cock Trice Brass, I would think. Yeah, I'd rather not go anywhere near that. Like, anywhere where these cockatrices are where I don't want to be. That's about that. I'm going to go ahead and retreat and let them recover a little bit. They've gotten some decent damage off on the squad, but yeah, they're definitely laying some hurt in there. So we need to go ahead and pause and let them recover a little. We've taken their town at any rate, so we'll go ahead and probably just use this heal pack. Just because we've got that one that doesn't quite need a leaf. But whatever. So go ahead and take the town. At this point, considering how everything has gone, I don't think our Chaos Frame is going to be salvageable. So I'm just going to leave that as is. Now, do we have any word on... Okay. So we got Eugenine. What's your deal? So we got... Okay, that doesn't look too... Oh, no, wait. Dual Paladins, Freya's... Oh, okay, that crap's going to suck. So we'll probably need Barbara or Steve with his lightning... Or with his fireballs for that. And we've got... Oh... Crap, that chick's guarding the castle too? Wait, why the hell were we attacking here? I thought these guys were on our side. If this is the church. Did I pick the wrong map? I think I might have picked the wrong map to attack. I hope I didn't pick the wrong map. That would be a little bit awkward. It's when I find out, like, oh yeah, you've completely and thoroughly derailed the plot. Just... Suddenly everything is chaotic evil. Which, to be fair, we are kind of chaotic evil, is the thing. Oh well, anyway. Ideas. You know what, just take the town. Do we have stronghold commands yet? No. So he's just going to go ahead and defend. Rick's going to continue hunting dudes down as he has been. Heard the Fire Crest increases stat gain. I wouldn't be surprised, though, to be honest, I wouldn't exactly expect to go get that thing either. Because it's always hidden in the bowels of hell or behind some bizarre, some random side quest or some crap, so... So far, the only one of these games that I've actually managed to get the Fire Crest on was Knight of Lotus, and that's just because it's, like, in that one it's a bit easier to do. Whale? Oh, whale mail! It's whale mail in this one. That's hilarious. Okay, Mr. Rick, please go ahead and... Right. I just noticed, why is it so dark? So what's your condition? Status... Slightly beat up. You know what? Take a little bit of a rest. I really don't like how much of a huge gap we have right now. Because we've basically just got units everywhere, and... You know, we've got the worst of the worst kind of sitting here defending. But yeah, Fire Crest increases everything. I don't know if that's exclusively its ability in this. Again, I've never played through this game before. Literally, the idea was a blind challenge run, so... Okay. Steve Squad's still doing okay. Letting them recover just a little bit. And another bloodstained robe, so I guess this is the map to set up your lich. Oh, actually, come to think that Butts took the town. So yeah, that's the one with the witch den, so we're good there. We can get some revival done. Created for Mother Earth, who we're going to call Mother Birth. Because reasons. The Ogre battle, hard type, Iron Man, blind run is possible. I mean, theoretically, sure. I mean, I wouldn't do a Mosquito run of hard type, because that would just be straight up impossible, but like, normally if I'm looking at a run, if it's like, okay, you know, it's like 1% chance of success, okay. But yeah, friggin' hard type Mosquito run. Regular Iron Man run, yeah, I'd gladly try that. Because that mod's pretty fantastic. Okay, let's have Mr. Troy break camp. Yeah, there we go, he's already doing it. Okay, Barbara's taking that place. She's probably going to go ahead and dominate all of them now. I had apparently decided not to even let me know that they took that, so let's go do this. I just noticed I forgot to set their little destination thingies back. Yeah, didn't mean to click on that one. I wanted my settings. Thank you. Okay, battle animations are off. That's fine. Unit report, third person. There we go. That's what I forgot to do. Okay. We have more class promotions? Yes. That is for dang sure. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and remove some characters here. Yeah, so we're going to take Troy. We're going to take away his team. Probably going to throw... Who else did we lose here? I think we lost somebody else. Is it all just fairies? Okay, good. The reason that I'm not too worried about fairy losses, by the way, if I, basically, I can use, like, the flying guys or something else to go deliver, you know, go deliver characters to go get revived. But I can revive the fairies and stuff at any point. I don't really have to worry about that. So yeah, the fairies can zombify. And also, if you missed it earlier, apparently turning Ceradan into a fairy made him plot alive again. As in, he showed up for a birthday party. Like, he said he was having so much fun, he forgot to actually be dead. So, you know, he's back now, I guess. So there's that. Let's see, different type of lord, haven't tried them all. I did not know about the different types of lord. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Or no, you mean from the very start. Yeah, no, you get a bunch of different kinds. Is all that random noise coming through? Okay. I'm just seeing what I want to do here. So first of all, okay, so Leon is the one that I want to send out. We, technically speaking, have a couple units that we can send out, but I don't want to. Yeah, hopefully that loud screeching isn't coming through. Okay. So dispatch Leon, go ahead and get Mr. Troy revived before he turns into a zombie. This one Centurion is still running. Like, oh god, what does it take? What do they have against my Ewoks? Oh man. Yeah, no, this is the backup archer that was promoted last battle. So she actually had gotten enough off just random fights to be able to promote into an archer, which was surprisingly quick, actually. So, there was that. And yeah, I ran a few training fights with whatever money was left over. Actually, speaking of, I need to make more money. So let's go ahead and do that. Man, I wish that these menus were just a little bit faster. Like, it does get to be a little janky sometimes. So we've got... How do we have 970 bucks left? Whatever, I'm going to sell 3 of those hourglasses. I'll be honest, I don't really see them being too useful. I'm sure there's more day and night mechanics that I can be making use of, but whatever. So we're going to be doing that. Alright, finish off those rando grunts. Alright, and goodbye, and another promotion. Good. Or another level up, rather. Okay. And our revive stones, sweet. Okay. What's funny is I can't actually target her. Okay, so you are going to go on cleanup duty. Go ahead and deal with that Centurion down there. Sure, she can't be too threatening. Considering, yeah, there's basically just a bunch of those guys left in her squad, so whatever. She's going to be the Ewok hunter. Barbara, please go deal with these chuckle buckets over here. Remember, just take your attacks. Mr. Steve, or actually Mr. Rick, please go ahead and deal with this. And Steve will go finish off his business with the chickens. How dare you be terrifying. Okay, there we go. See, do you not allow follows? Can't find it for you. What do you mean? I do allow follows. Why would I not allow... Wait, seriously, is not allowing follows a feature you can do? That's an odd one. Why would you ever... Why would that be a feature? Yeah, it should be in the same place as usual. I didn't really preclude anything, so... I don't know, does anybody know how the Twitch thingy works? Maybe fix the little thingy, because I don't know how to... I don't know why that wouldn't be there. I mean, 50 folks have done so far. Or, I mean, I guess it was 51, and then it's funny, every time I do any kind of RuneScape thing, if the next thing isn't immediately another RuneScape thing, they always leave. Like, they always need to have just that. It's apparently a very dedicated relationship when it comes to people in their RuneScape. But oh well, oh well. See, is Legion useful? Depends. So, the general idea is, as far as I understand it, you basically get a passive attack based off how many soldiers you have in the entire Legion. So you can potentially get a crapload of little grunts that come in for a fair bit of extra damage. It seems like an extra AoE for like anywhere from 1 to 20 damage, but then you have all your guys... Ooh, Vestment of Flame. So you basically have all your guys in like one wedge formation, which in my case is completely worthless, because it so far earlier it caused them to try to stay in formation, which caused Leah and Katrina to try to back each other up, which basically just caused this annoying situation where they both ended up getting completely wiped by a single cleric squad, so let's just say it didn't work out so hot for them, but in theory, if you're playing the game normally, it could potentially be pretty darn useful. Let's see, Nudo myself, I just see Whisper and Friend. I mean, I think it's just at the top or something. Not 100% certain. Also, if there's just one chicken left, I think I might let Jank handle this. Now, what condition is he in? He is beaten to crap. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and let him have one of them healing leaves. And we're actually just gonna let Jank go ahead and get some level ups off this guy. Alright, Mr. Jank. Please go ahead and eliminate this squad. But yeah, so yeah, legions are theoretically useful, but kind of... I'm gonna go with iffy. So yeah. Right now, the whole reason we're sticking around, like, there's a bunch of squads to deal with. Actually, yeah, Deborah's already doing her thing. How dead is this squad? Okay, they've got a healer and they've got a thing, so a ranged unit... maybe. I don't know. We'll send somebody down there to deal with that one when we have a minute. Okay, just found it. Well, thank you for the whole followy dealy then. I appreciate it. It's always good to see more folks. Alright, Mr. Butts, please go deal with this squad right here. Yep. Send that one out. Alright. What else do we want to do here? But yeah, so as far as legions are concerned, again, that was one of the first things that got buffed in the mod, actually. Just because a lot of folks had mentioned, like, it's really hard to get a Centurion, and legions are a really cool mechanic, but just in general, they seem very weak. Like, especially the fact that the very first legions we ran off against left a really poor impression. It's essentially one giant AoE group attack from however, like, what if you have a couple dozen in the squad, or in the legion rather, you know, then it's just going to be an okay amount of damage, and then everyone that's participating in the legion gets that bonus attack. But then it's also got to stay in formation, and it's also kind of a giant bulky thing. So I guess it varies. It's questionable. It's questionable. It's questionable, but really cool. So there we go. And yeah, I see the 51 on there, so thank you. I appreciate it. Alright. So yeah, Barbara's just going to continue eliminating everyone as she does, because she's kind of awesome at this point. Love how she's gone from almost worthless Valkyrie to more or less a one-woman SWAT team. just running around, just sniping everybody down. Man. It's pretty awesome. See, that's what I love about the series, though. It's like, you get, throughout the entire series, like, you get your generics, you give them a little bit of love, and they suddenly become amazing. And yeah, you know, it isn't always super balanced, and it's pretty obvious when it isn't balanced, but it works. And, you know, it's nice. It's nice. Like, other games have tried, even ones that are very similar to the series and or branched off from it have tried. Like, for example, okay, original FFT, even when you gave some love to your generics, they still wouldn't be as good as your unique characters. Like, personally, I'm just always a huge fan of, like, whenever generics can fully keep up with everybody else. But, like, where they have the same potential, they've got the same everything going for them, you know? It's not necessarily that they have to be identical right out of the box, but just, it's nice to see, you know? It's nice to see. But yeah, so the way it sounds like, with the stuff they've rebalanced in the mod, so I know that they're trying to figure out how to redo formations, because obviously a lot of the formations are really iffy. So if the entire game functioned like it did in this one, where, like, they've got all these, like, very specific formations where they've got, like, 2 golems in front, 3 healers in the back, it's like, what do you do with that? You specifically need your upgraded archers coming in for that one, or, you have all your flying squads, and you need your casters for that. All that kind of stuff. But yeah, so there's a bunch of cool stuff. But in theory, since they've boosted legions, or boosted the general power of legions and all that kind of thing, it would be really cool to see, like, you have all these advanced formations, and so you need to bring in your legions, and you gotta, like, go in and envelop that golem squad, and oh, that'd be so cool. So freaking cool. But yeah, like this one right here, there's very little that we can actually do about it. They're just kind of here. Like, even if we win the damage race, which is unlikely, on account of the whole dying thing, but still, kind of won it. See, try and find more people with a small following. Yesterday I had like 20 people watching. Can find a good smaller channel to pass them on to. Well, I'd always appreciate seeing more people's for this. Basically, I cover, the Ogre Battle series, which there's a ton of. Actually, I think I always put this stuff on YouTube. I think I'm up to like 1,700 videos on that one, so it's a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, I absolutely adore this series. Cover Armored Core occasionally. Sometimes do some other ones just for the hell of it. I like to do weird challenge runs of stuff. So yeah. If there's more folks that want to issue different challenges for the hell of it, definitely wouldn't say no. Would never say no to that. Actually, that's why funnily enough, that's why I originally started my channel, as it were. That it was just I wanted to go start posting up challenge runs, because I do these as a hobby anyway. And I was like, okay, you know, people will come up with something new, and I'll go try all this different stuff, and they'll come up with more and more masochistic stuff until, you know, we get to ones that are properly impossible. And so, that, funnily enough, that happened. That's currently the longest running one is this one right here, which is the Mosquito run, which a good friend of mine had basically said, okay, you know, you seem pretty okay at this series. How would you like to try to beat the entire thing with the worst unit? so yeah, like in this one, you technically have to have a leader character of some sort, so I can't use only fairies and gremlins. But yeah, they do suck pretty profusely, as you can probably tell by the fact that they're providing almost nothing to the actual fight. But okay, let's have you go ahead and deal with this. Let's have you go ahead and deal with this. And then let's have you go ahead and deal with this. There we go, that should sort stuff out pretty okay. Alright, everybody do your crap. We actually might need Barbara to break through this. The reason that I'm having him attack again, I want to see if maybe by any chance he can delay the fight long enough to trigger the Pendra ability. Or maybe he can take a crit or something and maybe trigger it. Because that would allow them to bust right through. And actually, that time he almost carved through the Clay Golem, and it's interesting that, well, like many other cases, they left it weirdly forgiving. Wherein you have the Clay Golem, the one with the, you know, relatively sucky defense, and then you leave that one on guard while you leave your Stone Golem off on the flank. Let's see. Okay, Jank has broken camp. He's probably going to go finally attack that chicken. Pigeon versus chicken, who wins? Probably the one who can repeatedly keep doing it over and over, so probably pigeon in this case. Anyway, I was... dang it, I want to finish this map, but at the same time I also kind of gotta get going. God dang it! Also, how did you lose to one unit? Did he just block all of those or something? Did he block all of her arrows? I mean, that's pretty embarrassing. She went through all that other stuff, and then he, the one guy, while sleeping, still managed to beat her. Let's see, love it. Let's start streaming, mostly just looking for a reason to play games again. Yep, and if you're interested in this series, by the way, it's like a friggin' golden age for mods at this point. So yeah, the only game in this entire series that doesn't have some awesome mod at this point is Knight of Lotus, which has cheat codes for it anyway, but you've got March of the Black Queen, it's got the hard type mod, that one is fantastic. You've got OB64, which has a mod in the works right now called Hammerfall. This is basically going through and rebalancing the entire thing in a very, well, as they called it, fan-friendly way. So the idea is just to take the mechanics that are already there and just cause the game to follow them a little bit better. So like improving formations, fixing up sucky characters, that kind of thing. Nerfing the chicken. So these cockatrices, yeah, them suckers are getting nerfed. Because yeah, they did mention potentially lowering them down to a single target instead of an AoE. Because let's be honest, an AoE insta-kill is some bullcrap, so I'd love to see that personally. But that's already been mentioned. I mean, one chicken squad was already enough to decimate my entire army or a couple battles ago. So there was that. To champion statue, we are gonna sell the hell out of you. Get some money back to be able to actually revive all the losses we took this round. And yeah, then you've got the original Let Us Cling Together, which has a Chronicle of Valeria if you happen to speak Japanese. That mod is just holy crap amazing, but yeah, like I said, all in Japanese. And then one of my personal favorite things ever is the One Vision mod for the PSP remake, which basically puts all of the series norms and just generally rebalances everything and improves just about every single friggin' thing about the PSP remake of Let Us Cling Together, makes it more consistent, makes it way the hell more immersive. It's just a downright miracle of a mod. I mean, especially considering the guy has been going through it, literally just hex editing the entire thing for years. He's been going through it with the dang hex editor. Let's see, play March of the Black Queen on my 7-9-hour stream along with Shining Force. Ooh. I have not seen anyone streaming Shining Force. I'm gonna have to check that out at some point. Let me do that whole follow-y dealy if I can figure that out. How do I... How do I... Whatever, I'm just gonna add you as a friend, because I, I can't find the follow button now. So, okay. Anyway. Ooh, Battle Fan. I would say I'm a fan of that, har har har. But I think we're about to go send Steve in to go wrap this up, because, yeah, I can't help but notice that the rest of my peoples aren't doing so good. Like Mr. Jank over here with his 1 EXP at a time because he can't seem to do any damage. Alright. But yeah, I haven't seen anyone streaming Shining Force, so that game's pretty darn fun. But yeah, if have you ever tried Hard Type? So the March of the Black Queen mod? By the way, that was specifically for the SNES version. Personally, I feel like the PS1 version's just a bit better in terms of general like usability, but yeah, the SNES version is the one with the mod. But actually, interesting note, and I know I've mentioned this to folks that are on here regularly before, but when they made the PSP remake of Let Us Cling Together, interestingly enough, the statues that they decided to use as a reference to March of the Black Queen and the Palace of the Dead, they came from the PS1 version. I would have expected them to be from the SNES version, because, you know, that's kind of their original thing, but I'm assuming it was probably easier to port over assets from the PS1 than anything else. So that's kind of just what happened there. And yeah. So we've just got some generalized mop-up going up at this point. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call off Steve because every single squad so far has dropped something unique. So I'm going to move you over here. I'm going to let Butts camp. I'm going to go ahead and let Vad here sit and just stare in shame. He is going to be fired as soon as this thing is done. He just does not really have what we need in order for him to be useful here. Just because, yeah, we need friggin' either utility or firepower in order for one of these leader squads to work. So, like, the Dianas, the Paladins, and all that, they're doing a pretty fantastic job. Rick is doing okay, if we can make him a Lich again. By the way, I actually did a March of the Black Queen run before this, under the same rule set. And, yeah. Managed to get a Lich super early, and then got a Princess on top of that, and then almost got a second Lich. Needless to say, they carried the run like crazy. But yeah, so that was fun. See, not doing mods for now, just trying to experience all the games I missed out on first. Oh, so you had the same thing then. Because yeah, up until this challenge was issued, I actually hadn't played through March of the Black Queen or OB64, so this is still blind for me here. But yeah. They, as soon as that guy issued the challenge, it opened up a lot in terms of understanding the series more. Alright, I got new fancy stuff here by chance? No, we can make more phalanxes. Hey, I really don't want to do that. They suck. Alright, it's kind of a bummer, because yeah, the phalanx, the very first time that I got Troy, it was so awesome how high his defense was. And God, it's been disappointing since then. So, hang on just a sec. Yellow again. So yeah, let's see. Finished FF Tactics multiple times, but never finished Shining Force 1. You know, interestingly, same thing. Actually, funny part is, I originally started that because it looked a lot like Golden Sun. And basically somebody told me, like, oh yeah, look, it's the same people, and they use the same aesthetic, and so much of the stuff is the same, which is true. But yeah, no, they're not the same game at all. But either way, God, everything, just like aesthetically, I absolutely love that game. It's the centaurs are kind of weird, but you know, whatever works. Alright, so we have just enough to get these two guys back. By the way, I can't use this particular squad to actually fight anything, because they have 2 humans in the squad, and that's just simply unacceptable. Also playing Phantasy Star 4 at the same time? You are in for a friggin' treat. Actually, funnily enough, I was about to finish my run of that as well. By any chance, do you know of a pro cow? Because it's funny, it was recommending a similar list of games last year, and I started doing a blind Iron Man run of Phantasy Star 4, and I think I'm close to the end of that thing, but then I just lost the save file for like 8 months, and so it just kind of sat there, and recently I found it and was actually tossing about whether or not to finish that on stream recently. But anyway, so yeah, no, that game is just a treat. Like it literally just keeps getting better, and yeah, friggin' like original Final Fantasy or whatever, it is not. It's like everything just keeps getting better. It's pretty awesome. Absolutely adore that game. Actually, there's some really amazing covers of the theme there. Like, how far have you gotten so far? Like, man, I don't even want to spoil anything. There's a lot of surprises. If you just meander around, there's way more surprises than one might expect. Right, let's go attack weakest here. Get a little bit more mop-up done. I would figure the Centurion team in particular might maybe drop some items. Drop yo crap! Why is she doing so little damage to these guys? Oh, that's because that's not my super amazing archer, is it? Oh, just got to the air castle? Dude. All I'm gonna say is that boss theme. That friggin' boss theme! God, that's good! Probably haven't seen it yet. Wait, no! Son of a dick, really? Really? Mr. Bolton. Really? You just came, murdered both my dudes that I just revived. Ah, what a douchebag! Jeez. Okay. Well, fine. Go back, revive him again. I guess we'll just go sell a bunch of stuff. We'll just hold a garage sale, then bring the dead back to life, and you're just gonna sit there. You're not gonna move, because apparently random birds are gonna go eat your friends. Okay, then. Okay. That's frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. That is some bull crap. So we have enough to get Troy back to life. The gremlin's just gonna stay dead. Let's see, having to grind because I've died 4 times already. Yeah. Like I said, blind Iron Man run was grinding like crazy for that one. But yeah, no. Dude, that boss is... God. Hearing that music for the first time, like that whole thing of, dude, this is the guy, and this is the... We got the friggin' music, we got the intro music. I just loved it. Did you by any chance find the space cats? Because you could have run into those by now. Because I have to say, their thing was very helpful for that one. For reasons that, if I recall correctly. Because I know that they definitely helped for the first boss. But anyway. But yeah, space cats. Friggin' space cats! Do we need your skills? Yeah, so you know that guy we revived like 10 minutes ago? Yeah, he died again. Sorry. We don't mean to keep bothering you, our friends are just very death-prone. But yeah, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm spending so much on reviving everybody, OB64 actually doesn't work like Mars of Black Queen does. So if any of your human characters, or I think it's just human characters, are dead by the end of the fight, there's, I think they said like a 20 to 40 something % chance that they will zombify. So that's not great. Anyway, so that's almost everybody finished off. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and... do I want to send Butts? I kind of want to send Butts. Send you off to go finish this one off. And yeah, Archer Check is going to go finish off these 2 squads, and we're going to have a good time. See, with the wings, yeah, I got the Ice Tusk. Yeah, I think it was like the Silver Claw or something, like Silver Tusk. Yeah, the one that does, I think it was like double damage to robots or something. But yeah, no, that was really handy. Very helpful space cats. But yeah, no, that game's awesome. By any chance, how much did you do the like bounty side quests and all that? Specifically, did you do the one with looking for the dog? Because, oh man, that one with that dang dog. There's so many moments that like they didn't even necessarily need to add a huge reward to it. It's just like the entire experience was the reward there. God, that little dog. Man, it's like most evil antagonists of any game. That dog. Absolutely, 100% of the time. And yeah, no idea what was going on with the cats with the wings. Apparently they had this whole trip universe set up. They only did the worm, forgot to keep going. Yeah, I want to say by the time of the Space Castle, by the time you get back, people have told me it's like an all-game thing and you just keep going. So they shouldn't be affected by anything, but I think it's like, you get like 4 or 5 different ones that you can get. Alright, Deborah, look, I appreciate what you're going for. But you're gonna need to wake up and not be taking a nap. Because you got stuff to do, so get marching, chick. Come on. There we go. Get you done. Alright, please buff your archer, and you have not buffed your archer. Congratulations! So we're gonna need a second attack here, unfortunately. Unless one of those crits, and it did not. What a dang shame! Yeah, the whole reason for those 2 fairies in the front is they have a small chance to actually buff her, and for some reason they're not quite doing so. Alright. What's this? And there we go. Done deal. Yeah, no, they have a bunch of cool ones. Okay, that one was just a heal pack. And tell me what this one wants to do then, please. And yes, we'll eventually finish off the boss here. Eventually. Oh, and apparently we still have a friggin' random dragon laying around, too. Well, Mr. Butts, I hope you're up for some dragon slaying. Would have Troy do it, but he's, you know... We're putting him back together. He's just like... He's kind of like a mummy covered in band-aids right now. See you working on ships, I'll see you later. Okay, well, thank you. I will follow you later. I look forward to seeing those runs, and you have yourself a good one. And yeah, I'm actually going to be wrapping this up pretty soon here. Just doing last-minute map cleanup for items. Last-minute cleanup. Alright, strategy. Attack weakest, please. Alright, come on, please actually hit her, and you're going for the back row. Good. Yep, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted! Alright, so they're never going to be able to pull that off. If I change their formation, they might. Formation. Given how many items I've been dropping lately, I don't really want to risk anything. Like, it feels like we might lose a class if we end up not wiping out a single unit. Probably doesn't look too good on the old Chaos Frame thing, when we're just going along wiping the floor with everyone. But I suppose such is life. Now, since they're going to be just chasing after these guys for a minute, what I'm actually going to do is go deal with that real quick. Turn off reports, so they're going to take their naps, they're going to do other stuff. And I will be right back. So it's going to continue running fights until then, but I'll be right back. Alrighty, seems the situation did not need dealing with after all. Alright, what is taking these guys so long? So she's still slowly marching up a mountain, fair enough. With her new formation, she should be able to finish them off. And then we go for some quick cleanup on these. Yes, there we go. There's some paladin guy approaching. Yep, take a nap. Because you're about to take a very long nap anyway. And he got powered up, so yeah, even better. And yeah, unfortunately, lots and lots and lots of losses. I don't think anyone's squad's gone completely unscathed so far. Other than Barbara's. Actually, Barbara's, yeah, they're the only ones that have gotten through without taking pretty significant losses this time. So we're probably spending the entire budget on that once more. Thankfully, as has been previously mentioned... crap, there's no way to deal with this with her. Yeah, that's something else. Okay. We need Rick. Where's Rick? Really, where's Rick? Okay. Rick, you need to deal with this crap. Because Archer Chick is just bouncing off. She can't seem to understand that I want her to attack the unit in the front. Repeat, the unit in the front. What? Shoot at the giant rock monster in the back? No, the squishy healer up in the front. It's kind of genius, really. I mean, they're kind of... It's just absolutely ingenious here. It's like, oh, well, I'm basically invincible because our squishy healer is in front and they love getting as much range as possible. Ah, dang, apparently Florida is completely getting flooded again. Which is life, I suppose. Alright, Rick. I don't know how you're moving so fast compared to everybody else, but whatever, you're a weird, magical, old man skeleton thing. So, good enough, good enough. Alright. And we're still just shooting at that giant rock monster. Okay. That's cool. Just beat that thing 10 damage at a time. Honestly, I was kind of expecting the run to go this way. Where there were many situations where we would just keep running into the same enemy over and over and over and over and over, being able to do no damage, just like March of the Black Queen. But in this case, it's going a little bit better. Just because, yeah, it is, for all intents and purposes, a solo run with extra cheerleaders. That's kind of what this is. That's what it turns into. Like, in both Luct and Knight of Lotus, like, they at least had some sort of extra moves going for them. In this one, it's just like, they're doing this. This is all they're really doing. So yeah, they're doing negative damage. They're just losing progress every time they attack. Apparently, repeatedly getting into a fight and not necessarily winning supposedly improves your standing. So I'm just going to let them do this. Somebody told me that it's supposed to work that way. It doesn't seem like it should, but hey, you never know. I mean, every one of the games in the series, there's always so many bizarre background mechanics that nobody knows what the hell half of them do. So, whatever. It's kind of funny they don't do the whole Superman logo thing in the front for the clerics anymore, although the mod did re-add the ability for them to attack. Yeah, frontline healing is a bit of a weird duck. Weird duck. It's all like quack quack, but it's also occasionally just gonna sound like a trumpet, I guess. Okay. Just go for whatever. Missile, 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 whop. Wow. Yeah, you know what, screw it, there's nothing we can do about this. I mean, I'd probably have to bring in one of the night squads. Okay. Fine. Fine, I guess we'll bring in somebody else then. You know what, we'll bring in Aznabel, whatever. Why not? He's got nothing better to do. It's not like these guys are accomplishing anything. In fact, they're just both going to back off, and they're going to pin him to a wall, and that'll be that. So, let's go ahead and pause this. Can I please pause? Thank you. I know, field pause. Use the field pause. That's basically where you hit start in this menu, and then it pauses once you get back to the thing. But still. Still... For all of his upgrades and everything else, it's kind of a shame that he can't deal with this. I mean, the main weakness to Golems is supposed to be magic. Right, can't even select them because they're that far off the map. So you go here, you go here. I mean, I could give you levels of 1 XP at a time, but that sounds horribly tedious. Okay, I can't dispatch anyone else. However, I can put Atrida back. Actually, what's your formation look like? Because you know who we need to send to do this? We need to send just a team of soldiers here. Yeah, you know what? Atrida's perfect for this. So we'll just send her in. It's gonna be slow. No, she's gonna suck, actually. It's gonna take forever. Alright. You go ahead and head back into town. Alright, who do we want to dispatch? You have one of them bird folks, maybe Leah. Yeah, you know what? Leah or Dio? Yeah, no, we're sending Dio. Because upgraded Dio should be able to do this. There we go. So you go ahead and go up there. Alright, alright. Oh, wait, what? Okay, they got attacked from the side. Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and attack weakest. Come on. Please hit her. You idiot. Come on. Awesome. Awesome, you got a perfect shot at her, and your main takeaway is no, now I can attack forward. Wow. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I feel like the directional attack mechanics needed a little work in this. Dunno. I mean, perhaps if I move them to the back right completely, they might be able to attack forward. Whatever, it's worth a shot. Okay, let's change it to back right. Pretty sure we already tried it. But let's give it a go. Alright. Dude, who is completely off the map at this point. And alright, yeah, as soon as this guy's done, then we can go ahead and take the castle and be done here. Eventually. And this is, by the way, this is why they introduced a timer when it came to your retreat option. Because in these kinds of situations, in March of the Black Queen, you could literally just march forward, have your casters attack, or your rangers fire their arrows, and then you would just leave. Alright, so Rick is going to repeatedly engage. I can't even tell him to leave at this point. They're both just stuck on the edge of the map, so I literally can't tell him to do anything different. Oh! Oh crap, did he finally figure out how to do stuff differently? Sort of. What I probably should be waiting for is the option for them to retreat, and then triggering that. Hopefully it'll launch them away. Or there we go, that's perfect. Alright, Rick, just go here. You're done. You're done for now. I never had this guy... No, I think I had everybody talk to their respective locals already. We're probably gonna have to come back and look at all that later anyway. Now that I think about it, Dio might not even have the attack to make this happen. Oh well. Oh well. Right. Do you have a shot on her now? Nope, but you've actually got some decent damage. All of a sudden. Seems like they only get one heal from the front row, so as long as you crit, you can make progress. Well, as long as you crit and all of your hype fairies decide to actually give you buffs, then it can work. Then it can work. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Her heal is way weaker in the front, too. So she actually can break through now. Perfect. It was about dang time. And then I might just leave the healer up to Dio so that he can get some levels. Though it would be absolutely amazing to see a second Diana squad happen. Them things are crazy overpowered, as far as I can tell. Actually, they're probably the reason why the archers are so friggin' strong. It's funny, they go from kind of Knight of Lotus type status, or One Vision type status, as actual archers, and then they turn into Dianas, and then it's basically the Let Us Cling Together version. Where suddenly they just can fire rockets out of their bows. Crap, they can do it! Come on, buff your archer. There we go, we got another archer buff. They can does damage. It's slow going, but they're just doing it. Man, I wish I could just tell them to keep going. If it wasn't for the whole buff or debuff situation, it would be a little bit different here. I know. You have to watch that transition screen over and over. Like, if they can't retreat until one of them is completely beaten, they really should just have the option to keep on going. Excellent. Excellent! Right, if they level up... They did not level up, so I'm just going to let them take this healer then. Because if I can get a beefed up second archer squad, that'd be great. I basically have frontline attacking covered. I have backline attacking kind of covered, but they're squishy. So if I can get more of them going, that would really help. Go. Get wrecked. Sweet healing you got there. Alignment down from shooting a cleric in the face. Whatever. We did alright. And I forgot to have Butts take out the second birdie, didn't I? Flame Flail. Okay, worth it, I guess. Mr. Butts, are you already all the way back? Where is he? Oh, he's taking a nap. Right. In that case, go ahead and break camp, because I just need you to see what's over here real quick. See if there's still a birdie down there. In that case, then there's one more to take care of. Is there? Yeah. Yeah, I would fast forward this if this emulator has a fast forward function, but for some reason it doesn't. Don't know why the music is so sad here. Okay, Mr. Butts, enough napping, come on. Just shank this guy so we can be done here. This map was a little bit of a disaster. Took a lot more losses than I would have liked. In fact, yeah, I don't have the money to actually revive anyone right now. After the fight, I should be able to. Oh, come on, don't run. Don't run! Suspect on the run! A flappy dragon thing. But he was coming right at us. Just a wounded dragon running through town. Just have SWAT team show up for a dragon, that'd be hilarious. And he's going over the river. Oh, come on. Really? We're gonna be doing that now? You know what? For the sake of I really can't be bothered, this is just for convenience. I could go ahead and, you know, leave Butts here to go chase this guy around forever. But I don't feel like waiting half an hour, so technically this squad is disqualified. Just because they have Troy in there because he was just revived using them. I'm making one exception to the rules. Actually, no, wait, they can't fly anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. You know what? Never mind. You just go back to base, get rid of Troy, and then fly after this a-hole. Maybe you do the same, and we send the other birdie squad out. Whatever. Whoever gets there first. Come on, with that running away mechanic. And they're camping. On a river. However that exactly works. You know what, Leon? You know what? This is your moment. Wait. No, where's the other guy? Where's the other guy? Over here. Mr. Jank. This is your moment. We've technically got slightly more health than the stupid thing, so please go ahead and deal with it. He's right here. Just do it. Do it. There we are. Alright. Come on, you got this. Yeah, it's funny, they always try to return to their previous patrol position, and then they just keep running away over and over and over, and it's just... It's just weird. I don't know if they cross rivers, if the AI knows when to adjust. Hopefully he'll be able to catch him. Hopefully he'll be able to beat him. Because he's probably going to do like 5 damage to this thing and then die. So he's, best case scenario, going to burn through all of his healing items. Is he tired? Yes. Don't care, use Power Fruit. That did almost nothing, I'm sure. Actually, it's just him, so it did a fair amount. Come on! Catch up to this guy, please. Maybe he'll fall asleep. Is he tired? No. He just took a nap. Of course he's not tired. Come on. Come on. Any day now. One of y'all's got to catch up to him. It's probably the issue of doing what is more or less a genocide run. Okay, Andy's fully healed up too. Andy can't possibly keep up with damage, but at least he's doing something. Like, he lost, but he can still win this. Between the two of them, definitely, there's really no question whether they're going to win it. And he took a nap. Great. And now it's going to get chased into the mountains. Actually, to prevent that, let's have you break camp and go this way. Because I really don't want to see this guy running off into the mountains. It's just going to be tedious. Okay, there we go. Butts is going to go in and finish the job. We can go ahead and send Barbara and Steven to go finish the job, and we're done here. To sleep, go to sleep, annoying dragon a-hole. Drop your fancy loots for me. Just watch him drop some, like, old ragged shirt or something. Dropped old clothes. What you got for me? Literally nothing. Fantastic. That was worth the effort. Be right back. Alrighty, let's wrap this up. So, definition of a revolution, it's when something goes in a circle and comes right back around again. Is it to win? It's the right of the strong to rule over the weak. Okay. Alrighty then. Are you truly content? Dude, they're content. They're completely protected by patrolling like Skynuke chickens. See, physical strength doesn't matter. The problems you're going against is what you believe in. I mean, if you're true to your heart, then you just bleed a bunch. And then the revolution share that sympathy. Wait. We're doomed. Okay, well, I'm glad to see that I definitely found the good timeline. Totally no issues there whatsoever. Okay, go for leader. Hopefully they can win this. Come on. Thankfully, they did manage to get an attack off on the side here, so they can get a good amount of punchment in. They're getting a lot of attacks in, so they should be able to Pendra pretty quick here. No, they... Dang it, just slightly not enough to Pendra. Alright. And yeah, after this fight, I'm gonna have to call it, because I had to call it like 15 minutes ago, but it's so close to being finished. So hopefully Barbara will be able to snipe them. Kind of a bummer that we were probably one, slightly higher damage number away from being able to pull that off, but whatever. Come on, snipe them, and let's be done here. We're probably going to lose a fairy in the front line, especially. Get throwing kisses, powering up. Wow, she does nothing. Okay. Yeah, her squad's very ill-prepared for this. We actually might have to break down some of their stuff here. She's wind. Actually, she's earth, so it doesn't matter what we use. Excellent! Okay. So they got some stuff off. They should be able to burn through their healing items to recover out of that one. Yeah, and they're gonna go ahead and burn some of theirs too. Okay, no, Barbara's already burned, so I'm gonna let her take a quick nap. What I need is for Steve's squad to be able to get to the point of using a Pendra. I don't know why they weren't able to do that last time. Because technically speaking, they've got just as many attacks. Alright. Actually, yeah, just go for the weakest that you can hit then. You can get at least one of them out of the way. Thunder Flare. Oh, it's because they keep dodging. That's why we're not getting that bar up. And yeah, if I trigger it right before that very last attack, it should be possible. So as soon as that first paladin moves is when I need to interrupt. What's your condition? Right. Yeah, Steve needs some healing. Who else? And you, and then one more, and then hopefully with one of these they'll be able to actually break through. And then if they can't break through in a couple more attacks, I'm just going to leave it for next time. Because in that case I'd have to bring in Butts, and that'll take a minute. So, yeah, he's way the hell over here, so... It's going to take a second for him to arrive, is the thing. And then we'd probably go after reassemble Troy's team, maybe give him some new team members, bring them in. It's a whole shtick for them. Okay. Yeah, this squad's pretty solid, all things considered. Right, yeah, they're just recovering out of anything we do. And they've got 2 full AoE heals. Can't even get close to using the Pendra most of the time. Man. Alright. Yeah, go ahead and camp. There's really no reason to rush it. So, okay. So it doesn't look like that's the way to do it. So I'm gonna have to find some other way to break through that. Maybe bring in Rick as well. Just bring in everybody. And yeah, we'll figure that out next time. So I gotta get going. And I will see y'all then. So take care, and have a good one.